This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Bullock versus Tate. You all have been together for a while. You are recently married. And at the point where you should be trying to get this marriage off to a great start, Ms. Bullock, you've got some concerns that your husband is cheating.
Yes, sir, I do.
And if you find out that he's cheating, you want this marriage annulled?
Yes, sir, I do. I'm through with it.
So tell us why you are here.
I'm here to figure out what it is, what it ain't, and what it's gonna be. I'd rather find out now, versus 10 years from now, I still got this same stuff on my mind.
So you have doubts this early in your marriage about whether you even gonna make it.
Basically, and that's not good at all.
So is it when you look at him, you're like, yeah? Or is it you just look at him, you're like, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something. What is it?
Sometimes I give him the look like, kind of want to do something to you a little bit, but...
That's the one where I say you go, yeah. But the other look is what else?
I'm the type of person, growing up, I've, learned if a person will cross you once, they'll cross you again.
Okay. And you feel like this is happening, this happened, and you don't want it to happen again?
Yes, Your Honor. I do not want it to happen again.
All right, Mr. Tate.
Mr. Tate, you've heard what your wife has to say, what she's accusing you of. What are you here to show today?
I'm here to tell her that I'm not cheating. I'm here to make everything right. And everything you say I'm doing is not true. And it been knowing you since the 8th grade. And I just want to make sure we just stick together until death do us part.
Well, your wife is looking at you with this look like, what was that again? Like,
Yeah.
okay. She's giving you that look. I can't do it, but that's do it again.
Stop it.
Do one more time.
One more time?
Yeah.
Jail.
Okay, she's giving you that look.
I don't know why she feel like that. I wouldn't cheat. We just got married, and I love her.
Sound good, don't it?
It does sound good. And wait a minute, at some point it sounds good enough for you to hook up with him. Tell me about how y'all met.
Well, we met in middle school, and he was new, so all the little girls, he fine, he got dreads,
You were one of those little girls.
Yeah, but I was determined, I'm gonna get him.
Uh-huh.
What was it about him that made you say, yeah, I'm gonna get him?
The dreads, you didn't?
Well, it was something else. Did you know the girls were scoping you out, Mr. Tate?
Yeah, I knew that.
Look, you got it,
How you know that?
I'm just going by what he said.
So, okay, how'd you know? You saw him checking you out?
Seen her. I knew I wanted her. She was cute and everything.
She got a cute thing working.
Yeah, she was cute and everything, so...
Okay, what was it made you stay in the game and want to marry her as an adult man?
I've been knowing her for so long, since I was 13, and we've been sticking around. There's something about her that I love.
Y'all been together about 7 years, right? 7 or 8
About
years?
6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's about how long we were together.
Yeah, before we got married.
Yeah.
So you all have figured out this is the point, this is the one.
But now you think he's cheating.
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
What are the warning signs that you saw?
He had said one remark about someone I was dealing with when we were split for a while. It was like 9 months we were split up. And when we got back together, I told him who I was dealing with, what happened, and but he never told me who he was dealing with. So I said, you know what? You ain't gonna tell me who she is. I got something for you. I went to his Facebook and I unblocked every female on there because I know she on here. I don't know who, but if I unblock everybody, I know I got her. You know what I'm saying? When she sees she's unblocked, she gonna shoot a message, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, Mr. Tate, were you dealing with somebody during this break?
Yeah, I was. I know I wanted to be with you for a long time type, but just communicating.
So is there a reason why you haven't told your wife who this person is and what was going on?
It's a reason because I don't want stuff to backfire, we together and...
He don't want her to get beat up.
What's the...
Is that a real thing? You might beat her up?
Most definitely.
All right, there it is. I can't, so that's why you haven't told her who she is?
Nah, that's not the reason. The reason is why, because I don't want her to inbox or call her because we married now, so what's in the past, but people childish and I know they'll inbox her and be like,
But the world still should know about our marriage. Everybody on their block list, ain't no point to block them. They gonna see, you know what I'm saying? Let them see.
That's a nice thing though, right? if everybody's blocked, that means he's blocked them. Don't contact me. Out of and you unblock them, invite them back into your relationship.
No,
No,
because
no.
that's where temptation come in. You should be mentally strong enough not to dibble and dab back into that. You shouldn't have to block someone in order to keep from messing with them. You know what I mean?
Okay, so Color, I think what you're saying, hey, he's doing the right thing by keeping these women out of their lives.
Right, by blocking
But
them.
what she's saying is, one, they need to know what his life is about. And his life is me. That's one. Then two, if they do show up, he should have the intestinal fortitude to go, no. And then the third thing is, and this may, this is being on the bench for a while, right?
Okay.
If he blocks and unblocks and blocks and unblocks, you can't keep up.
Exactly.
So if he's unblocked completely, then you see who's instant messaging, who's inboxing him. But if he's on and off, on and off, on and off, you can't keep up with
Hit
that.
the nail right on the head.
That's why I do what I do.
If he's blocking and keeping people out. Okay, but Mr. Tate, let me make sure I understand. You're blocking these women because you don't want them involved. You put them off to the side.
Right, I don't want them no more. Like, this the woman I want for the rest of my life. I know they will be messy.
And that's why you shut them out, right?
Right.
And you did a good thing, right?
Right.
Okay, that's why I do what I do. Yeah. But why do you think he's cheating now? Because that was in the past, but you think something else is going on now.
Yes, I do.
Okay, why?
Oh, we got exhibits.
This is what I found in his armrest. And we don't even use these, and everyone knows 3 comes in a small pack.
Okay, well, how did you find them in the car? Tell me the story. Tell me what happened.
We were at a family event. I opened the armrest, boom, here goes some condoms. And I'm like what the hell is this?
Okay, do you not use condoms?
No, we do not.
So you're like, why you got these?
Exactly.
Not only why you got these, but where's the one that's missing?
Ah.
That's the other piece.
That's the
But-
mystery.
Yeah.
That's the mystery.
Okay, what happened when she confronted you with this?
Yeah,
See, it's funny. Why is it funny?
Hold up. But at the time, I had just got out the car. I hopped back in the car. Boom, they in my face. She waving in my face.
Wait a
and
minute,
stuff.
show me what she did with them.
All right, I closed the door. Boom, hit me in the lip.
She smacked
Just
you with
smacking
the
me with it.
condom?
Just smacking me with it.
That is too funny.
And just smacking me with the condom. Like, where these come from? Where these come from? So I had to explain where they came from.
All right, we want to hear that.
What was that explanation?
At the time, I was helping a friend, and then
Garbage.
Chill out. I was
Fancy
helping a
word for
friend.
garbage.
He just got kicked at the house and threw all the stuff in my back seat. He had a box of them. They fell over in my car and stuff. He like, you want some? You want them? I like, yeah. If I wanted to hide them, they would be in a better place than my armrest, like thrown in the armrest.
Like where?
Why you need some condoms if you don't?
Yeah, if you all don't use them in your marriage,
What you need them for?
what do you need them for? Why would you say, yeah, let me have those?
Man, I don't know. I was just helping him, just rushing him out the car. They fell over in my car. Now, I wasn't cheating at the time. I just said yeah and just threw them in the armrest.
He had intentions on using them. That's how I feel. If you accept some condoms. Like, you not in no sex ed class and people giving out condoms. Like, and another thing is he be lying about where he going and where he at. Can I show you?
Sure. You brought an exhibit? You're going to go to the screen.
There's an app called Phone Finder that we had on both of our phones. He didn't know that I knew his login and password on the information.
So
we had
he-
got into an argument and he had left. This is where he's supposed to be.
He told you he was going to a
I
family
called
member's
him,
house.
and I see where he is, but I'm like, okay, he's 4 minutes away, but let me call to see if he gonna lie first. I'm like, okay, where you at? He like, okay, I'm at, my family member house, woo, 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 and I'm like, okay, I played it smooth. I hang up. I put on some Timbs, some shorts, I ain't had no shirt on, I put on a jacket, and I'm going to the location. On my way over to the location, he actually is passing me through traffic. But instead of me, I'm gonna walk back over here.
All right, so wait, hold on just a minute. He is supposed to be 18 minutes away at the family member's house,
Yes, Your Honor.
but he's actually 4 minutes away.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right.
You have gotten dressed, shirt, and you going over there to find out who and what.
It say it was 4 minutes away. I feel like I got there in 2.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Did you actually go over to this house?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, what happened then?
It defeats the purpose of having a GPS tracker if you ain't gonna go to the location.
You know,
I'm not sure about that, but okay.
I think that might be in their slogan. It defeats the purpose if you don't go to the location.
I don't know about all that. So what happened when you get there?
So I had a family member with me, the family member's house that he's supposed to be at. So he goes and knock, they cracking the door, they don't want to really too much give information. I said, you know, he asked them, who was Isaac over here for? And somebody said, you know, oh, my sister or whatever. So we pulls off, I speeds, and I meets him like, so you want to ride back over me where you just left from, or you want to stay here? And he talking about, what you talking about? What you talking about? I'm like, dude, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Then he get the stuttering when he be lying.
Okay, hold on, Miss Bullock. Did you see her in traffic?
Yeah, I seen her in traffic.
Were you hoping she didn't see you?
No, I knew she seen me because I went over there for some gas money. I just asked a friend for some gas money.
So this is a female friend.
A female friend.
Did you go for a ride to get some gas money, or did you use your gas to go over there and get a ride?
He used his gas to go over there and get a ride.
Mr. Cutler.
Look, that's the question everybody wants to know the answer to. I want to know the answer to it. You want to know the answer to it.
I know, but the way you said it.
That's what we want to know.
I went to go get some gas money.
Okay, but did you have any kind of sexual contact with this woman?
No, sir, at all.
None?
None.
No kissing?
No kissing.
No hugging?
I feel like if that's
No
the case,
sexual contact at all?
Why
No
she don't want to
sexual
come
contact.
outside?
Well, you said you were suited up for war.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and I'm sure you didn't go, you weren't standing out there like, I'm sure you were like, I could, yeah, no,
I get it.
All right, so I think we have enough evidence, Mr. Cutler. What we have here, she tracked his location. He said he was going to a family member's house, but he was at this other woman's house, getting money, no less. Mm-hmm. And then the real one, the one that we all have some questions about, are the condoms in the car. That she slapped him with those condoms.
Even though they don't use condoms?
Even though they don't use condoms. So why would he need them? And Miss Bullock has said that this new marriage will be annulled if she finds out he has, in fact, been cheating.
Yes, ma'am.
You out.
I'm out.
So all the love and sweetheart and all that, done.
Out the window.
This court has done a full and complete investigation. Because we have evidence of Mr. Tate changing his passwords and his online activity, at this time, the court will call digital forensic consultant Patrick Seward to determine, is he cheating? Now, would you please escort Mr. Seward into the courtroom? The court ordered Mr. Tate to submit his phone for forensic digital examination.
Yes.
Mr. Stewart, what were you able to uncover from Mr. Tate's phone?
So we were able to recover 7,720 photos and 1,294 messages.
Wow, that's a lot of pictures.
It is.
Did you find anything provocative in Mr. Tate's phone?
Yes, it did. I was able to recover 2 sexy photos of a woman.
Okay, so we're looking at a picture of a woman, and she has her T-shirt up and holding her T-shirt in her teeth, very sexily, I presume.
With a black bra.
With a black bra and her bosom out. And then it's another picture of the same woman, it appears, where she's taking the T-shirt off, and you can see her in a bra, and her belly button is pierced.
So, Mr. Tate, who is this woman?
I'm not sure. I got to see the face.
Ron, would you please hand Mr. Tate those pictures so he can identify the person in them?
These are all, those are back when we had broke up and got back together and everything was in the past. Those weren't the females. They was deleted and blocked.
All right, you have not had contact with this woman since you married?
No, I haven't.
All right.
Ms. Bullock, what's going through your mind at this point?
I'm pissed off. Kind of shaking on the inside. I'm just trying to say a peaceful prayer.
Well, to further investigate this matter, this court ordered a polygraph examination of Mr. Tate. And at this time, we'd like to call licensed polygraph examiner and private investigator Kendall Scholl. Ron, please escort Mr. Scholl into the court.
Kendall Scholl. Go to the monitor.
Mr. Scholl, how are you?
Great, Your Honor. Thank you. How are you?
Doing good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
You conducted a polygraph examination of Mr. Tate, correct?
I did.
You asked Mr. Tate, did you have sexual intercourse with a woman you claim gave you gas money on the day your wife saw you leaving her house? What was his response to that question?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
I see a little smile, but you already told me that's just one question.
Just one.
All right. You asked Mr. Tate, since being married, have you had sexual intercourse with any other person other than your wife? What was his response?
He said no, Your Honor.
What did the lie detector determine?
On this question, it was determined that he was being truthful.
Okay. I would like to apologize. even though I had, several reasons to suspect, obviously I was wrong, and hopefully we won't have to do this again.
You all are living together, engaged, to have a brand new baby, but you believe that Mr. Goodwin is cheating.
Yes.
And would you share with the court what is at stake if you find out, in fact, he is cheating?
Well, we have a 7-month-old daughter, so in order to get answers, I needed to come here because in order for us to get married, I need answers.
So you have a brand new baby.
Yes.
Yeah, are you stressed?
I'm stressed, but more emotional, more curious as to what's going on cheating-wise and stuff like that. I just need answers, basically.
Mr. Goodwin, she says that you're cheating.
First
she says
off,
you're
I
with
was like,
other women.
She thinks, it's all because of what she thinks, and it's all because of what other people has told her, not from what she's ever seen or, like any evidence that she has. Like I tell her all the time, I love Miss Noriega. I loved her since I first met her.
So when you first met her, what was it you liked about her?
Actually, when I first met her, I was just walking into work and she asked me about some yellow watermelons and I was just like, what? I was like, I'm from Chicago. We don't sell that type of stuff up there. I'm like, you're gonna have to ask somebody else. So as she was leaving, I was standing at my little register and I was just like, dang, I didn't even ask for her number. So like, she sent her friend back in there to ask for my number to give to her. And then from there, like, that's when like it all started.
But Color, it makes me wonder, it's like, okay, you got this cute little couple. They're really cute. And so you gotta wonder, what has brought you to the point where you believe that he's cheating? What have you seen?
We ended up living together after that, maybe about a year later or so, when I was pregnant. I first got pregnant. I had a friend of mine. It all started when I noticed the looks. She would look down at him like she knew what was in his pants, like what he was packing, basically.
What does it look like?
The look.
Right.
So she was doing the up and down thing.
The up and down look.
But kind of with that smile like, I know what that is.
I know.
Okay, all right.
All right, but she wasn't necessarily staring at his crotch,
No,
was
she
she?
was. She was.
Oh, she was?
Yes. I brought it up to her and she said that I was crazy, that I was seeing things, that I was just basically crazy as could be, basically. She would definitely dress around with barely crop tops, booty shorts, and he would stare her back, so it's not like it's just...
Lie.
What part that she was dressing that way and you were eyeballing her?
The part about me eyeballing her, first of all, I am not, like, do y'all see her?
She's
She's beautiful. And her friend, like, no, that's not even my cup of tea, so I'm not gonna even sip from that cup. So, like, no.
That didn't happen from your...
Never in my life.
Okay, so let me ask you this about the friend. Did you ever see them actually doing anything that made you go,
Well, there's a couple other things. They would go outside together, and you could hear them laughing through, inside.
Yeah.
And when I go out there, complete silence, awkward silence. Like I missed something. And when I ask, what's funny? Nothing.
Lie.
Every time.
Lie.
Every single time.
Another lie.
So you walk out there like...
Just like that.
Like nothing was going on. Like.
Yep.
So all of that made you think, okay, these two, something's going on here.
Yes. Then shortly after that, she had found out she was pregnant. She blocked me. Can't get in contact with her to this day.
Are you have any concerns that that child might be Mr. Goodwin?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, this is the first time. Are you serious?
Mr. Goodwin, the question that everybody wants to know is, did you sleep with this girl?
No.
And is it possible that this baby is yours?
There is no way possible on this God's green earth that the kid she's carrying could have ever been mine. Why would I put myself in that type of situation? There's all types of STDs and everything.
No, you ain't gotta say no more.
Like,
we get it.
Like I am not that type of person at all. Like.
All right. So, Ms. Noriega, do you have any other reason to believe that he's cheating on you now?
Yes, I do actually.
All right, tell us about that.
Well, it happens to be a coworker of his at his old job. And I woke up one morning, his phone was going off, ding, ding. So I'm like, all right. So I check his phone and it's a message. It says, can we not be inappropriate at work? Let's keep it professional at work.
Okay.
Did you have a conversation with Mr. Goodwin about this particular text?
Yes, I did.
And what did you say to him?
We spoke about it and he denied ever flirting or having any.
Nope, that's not true. I deny.
Hold on.
Let me. We'll get to you in a minute.
We promise.
Yeah.
Has anything else happened at work with him?
Yes, messages. Other messages, yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
There were other messages I found in his phone, several, and one of them was with someone else.
You have those?
Yes, I do.
Ron, would you get those messages from Ms. Noriega?
You spend a lot of time in his phone, don't you?
You feel me?
Yes, I do.
All right, so you found this text message in his phone, right?
Yes.
And it's from another woman, and it says, "You miss me?"
And she says, "I miss that eggplant emoji."
Yo.
And Mr. Goodwin, I want to blank you so bad when you talk to me like that. You still didn't give me a time.
I'll be in our parking lot at 6:30. You gonna meet me there?
Yeah. Let me get moving now.
That's not even how I text.
All right, so news to you, huh?
News to me.
I have more down here.
What?
You found this other text in his phone, and it says work wife, and
It says, "I bought you food for lunch because we know she didn't pack your lunch.
I'm having you for lunch after.
I'm on my period. I can do something else."
Having me for lunch instead.
Yeah.
So you found these in his phone.
Yes.
And Mr. Goodwin, I presume you don't know anything about these.
No.
Okay.
No,
All
I
right.
don't.
If you are sending these kind of texts back and forth with your coworkers, yes, you are being inappropriate.
No.
Number one, and number two, these are not just friendly flirts. This is straight up flirting. I understand why Ms. Noriega thinks you're cheating if she's finding these in your text messages. So, yeah, I understand why you're concerned. I know why you're angry.
Thank you.
Do you have any other reason to believe that he's cheating?
Our sex life?
No sex
Your
life.
sex life?
Yeah.
What
it's
about it?
declined. A lot. We used to go 5 times a day,
5 times a day?
at least.
Well, they young, Color.
Yeah.
Now it's every other day, maybe twice, 3 times a week if I'm lucky.
Whoa, lie.
Okay, you're saying it's less?
Which part? The 5 times a day or the 3 times a week?
The 2 to 3 times a week if she lucky.
Okay, is it more or less than that?
It's more than that.
It's more than 2 or 3 times a week.
Yes.
Okay, but it's been a decline.
Yes.
Okay, so you admit there's been a decline.
Yes.
That's the first thing he's admitted to today.
Yeah, I know that. So is the issue of the decline the fact that you think he doesn't love you as much, or that he's sleeping with other people? Why do you think there's been a decline?
I had ex of mine, and he would go out and cheat with other women and had performance issues because of that. And this is what I'm seeing in this new relationship.
Mr. Goodwin.
Yes.
Yeah. You admit there's been a decline in your sex life.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
It's like it's embarrassing to say because I'm a male and like I have an erectile dysfunction problem. Like I'm 24 years old and like yes I've probably gotten it from like smoking cigarettes and stuff like that, and like they say that can be a leading cause. And like stress, it's not just because I don't love her or anything like that. It's like with the stress, and then like anytime we like may have a disagreement or argument, like I step outside and like smoke like 2 or 3 cigarettes, and then like later on that night when everything is fine and we want to get intimate, like unfortunately I have like performance issues.
You know,
like
but you have a new baby, so there was a point where you were functioning.
Exactly, but I wasn't smoking cigarettes as heavy until like after.
All right, and Ms. Noriega, you aren't buying that.
No, not at all.
You know, you're seriously
Clearly
thinking
not.
whatever decrease it is, it's because he's getting it somewhere else.
Definitely somewhere else, because it ain't with me.
You know, I don't know about ED. I mean, I know what it is. I know people get it. I'm not that familiar with people getting it at your age. And so to help us understand this issue, we have invited a friend of the court, an expert, to come and talk to us about ED and its effects. And so at this time, the court will call Dr. Eddie Richardson, Jr. Ron, would you please escort him in? Dr. Richardson, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
It's good to see you.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right. We have been talking about this couple and their issues and their decreased sex life. He's 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first question is, can someone of his age have erectile dysfunction?
Well, any sexy, mature male can have erectile dysfunction. But the likelihood of someone as young as he having erectile dysfunction is probably a stretch, because most of the time erectile dysfunction usually shows up around the age of 40.
He's talked about the smoking and stress and so forth. What factors can lead to erectile dysfunction?
When we look at someone of his age and that young, you have to look at several factors. And what the literature actually says is that as younger people have it, it's usually a psychogenic or an interpersonal issues that they actually have. They're also organic, and there's also medicines that can cause it as well. Smoking can be a cause. Also, hypogonadism is a cause of low testosterone. Medicines, as I said. Now, the literature actually says that smokers have a 51% chance of having ED, and non-smokers and ex-smokers have a 20% chance of having ED.
Now, did you do any tests on Mr. Goodwin?
I certainly did, Your Honor. Actually, and there's good news and bad news for Mr. Goodwin. His testosterone was 671. The top end of normal is 939.
Okay.
So he's at the high end of normal.
Okay.
The not so good news for him is that if he does have erectile dysfunction at this age, it's probably going to be on a psychogenic level. It's going to be his focus or the arousal or performance anxiety is the other reason why he wouldn't be having it.
So something other than a physical reason?
Yes. My evaluation of him and what the lab work I did, he is a healthy 24-year-old male.
So when you say psychogenic or is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am, psychogenic.
It would be, to use a layperson's term, it's in his head.
Yeah.
One question I think probably Ms. Noriega has, what if he's having sexual intercourse with another person? Would he be able to come home that night or the next day and perform? Would that have an impact as well?
Men recover pretty quickly, and he should be able to recover. But if he is overexhausted, overused, then yes, he needs recovery time.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right.
doctor.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I think we kind of got a good idea of what's going on.
Or what's not going on.
What's not going on and what the evidence is showing us. She believes he's cheating. And if she finds out that he's cheating, the relationship is over.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
You look nervous, Ms. Noriega. What's going through your head?
Just a lot. My family, basically. I want my family to be together in one home with both her parents.
Okay.
There's a lot on the line right here, right?
Yes.
Mr. Goodwin, you agree?
Yes, I do.
Are you ready to hear these results?
Yes.
All right. Well, this court has done a full and complete investigation, and at this time, the court will call certified polygraph examiner Kendall Schull to determine, is he cheating? Ron, would you escort him in? Mr. Schull, how are you?
Great, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. Mr. Schull, you were with the FBI for 30 years, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You headed the polygraph department for the FBI.
I did.
You have a master's in polygraph examination.
I do.
And you have your own business in Knoxville doing PI work and polygraphs, is that correct?
That's right, Your Honor.
And you had an opportunity to conduct a lie detector test on Mr. Goodwin, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
All right, you asked Mr. Goodwin, during your relationship with Ms. Noriega, have you had physical, sexual contact with anyone other than your girlfriend, Ms. Noriega? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
I saw a big sigh of relief, but we do have one more question. You asked Mr. Goodwin, during your relationship with Ms. Noriega, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than Ms. Noriega? What was his response to that question?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
I did not expect that at all.
All right.
Surprised.
I saw a big sigh of relief.
I can tell you are utterly relieved. This is huge for you. You got to work at it. And part of that is trusting and leaving baggage from old relationships outside your relationship. And the other is doing things that make folks feel valued and that they know that they're the only one. Now, I know you said those weren't your texts. I think they are. If they aren't, keep it that way. If they are, straighten up and fly right. You're gonna have to put in the time to reassure her so that she knows she's it.